Hey, Sandrock. Did Germany not install the Vichy coast in the south of France? No, it's because Vichy doesn't exist in this. This is Kaiserreich. Vichy is just a base game thing. Okay, I'm going to say that we have enough submarines now. So I'm going to say build me one more and then switch back to Poznik destroyers. And build a bunch of those. I want to have them spare. Kind of wish I had another 5 dockyards, so I shouldn't have destroyed the 5 dockyards that I destroyed. But I also really needed the civilian stuff so I can buy in the resources needed to make those ships. In fact, we need some more steel. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my dreadnoughts here, try to clear that area out, and then move the dreadnoughts here, clear that area out, and then we'll probably go into the western approaches. Because the last thing I want is for these guys to get sunk. That would be a disaster. Do I plan on playing into World War III? Is that possible in this playthrough? That's a good question. I don't think there's actually a way of declaring war on Austria. So maybe it's just going to be against the Third Internationale. But from the looks of things, it's very, very likely that the CSA is going to win this war. At which point the CSA and the Union of Britain will be on the same side. Then it's a war again. Especially because Germany took so many casualties. Like, Germany's fighting strength is pretty much gone. $1.5 million on scraping the barrel. It's not a good look. Can I ask Germany for a steel-rich province? Yes. Probably could. Grabbing these two would be good. So Rhone and Lyonnais. See if they'll do it. No. I've done 8% of the work here. Dude. How are the deficits looking? We actually have a support equipment deficit. Interesting. So let's go down to 3 of those. Okay, we need more military factories. We're also building a lot more convoys than I realised. I did not mean that to happen. So let's build some submarines as well. I'm going to build just one more of those. Then we'll put the extra shipyards on this. Am I suffering? I've got resistance to occupation. That I can fix fairly easily. You're saying you need 29 divisions. So I probably do need to make a bunch more of the... Are those just...
Si, signore.
Militia? They are. So let's get another 10 of these. Bloody hell, that's a big fleet. 24 capital ships and 120 escorts. Blimey. Blimey! The other thing I could do is shift my air forces. Oh yeah! Oops, don't do that. No, I'm trying to select my planes. Here we go. Put you there and have you flying in here. Then the close air supports are going to be port striking. There we are. Yeah, because there's a lot of ships here. So if I can use my close air supports to hit some of them, then that would be a good thing. And now I've brought in my fighters, so I should be able to secure air superiority. How close are we? 17th of January. Come on! Oh, we need more steel. Now I'm fairly happy to buy in some more steel. So we can get 2 more. Oh, we have way too much fuel as well. So let's decrease that. Okay, so my aircraft here are actually doing an awful lot of port strikes. So I'm going to turn these guys off from doing naval strikes. They are only going for the port. Because this is their only naval base in this area. That's the only place they can repair. And there are a bunch of ships here trying to repair right now. So if I just keep on blitzing those guys, we'll sink one eventually. Probably. The other thing is, how's my radar situation? We have it maxed out, but we have pretty good coverage down there. That's another thing I need to invest in. Better radar. Oh, now we're losing fuel again. Let's buy in a little bit more. Could research more extraction techs would increase the steel and other resources. That would not actually have very much impact on me because I'm free trade. Although we are extracting a lot more resources now, it's mostly aluminium, which I don't tend to use very much. I think the majority of my steel I'm selling anyway. The fall of New Orleans. Syndicate militias have been pushing towards the city of New Orleans for a while now. Reports are coming in that the city's imminent capture by advancing militias. Huey Long's current whereabouts are unknown, but it's believed he was rapidly evacuated to the countryside. Ooh, 6 convoys, nice. I mean, one of the ways to really weaken Japan is by killing their convoys, of course. Costa del Puerto has joined the Reichspakt. Who declared war on you? More to the point, who are you? And you're a major power? What? Who are you? You're a communist in the Reichspakt. And I have a feeling this has just put us to war with the Entente. Where are you? Who are you? What are you? It's unfortunate it's not like EU4 where you can click on their flag and it'll take you to their capital. Costa Rica. I don't think so. Oh yes, it is Costa del Pueblo. I keep forgetting that's not the name up there. So who did you just go to war with? Oh no, you're a communist and you're fighting the communists. What just happened here? Or was it Mexico who declared war on you? It might have been Mexico. Hey, says Rebel. I was just watching some of your older videos and I watched your Ireland Kaiserreich playthrough. I was wondering if you do another Irish Kaiserreich in the near future. Probably not, because I found with Ireland, the focus tree is amazing, and I would highly recommend anyone to try Ireland. Like, let me get that said first. But what they can actually do, like, to help the greater war effort was a little bit limited. Like, they can get out a crazy amount of industry. So if you were playing as, like, Ireland in a multiplayer game, playing a supporting role, it's probably a good choice. But in terms of how much manpower you actually have access to and how much you can affect the war as a whole, it's a little more difficult. Right, I think we are now at war with Mexico. We are. Do I want to get involved? It would be a way of getting some experience. But it would also take valuable resources, which I'm not sure that I can necessarily afford. And also, you guys should train up a bit more. So, nah, I'm going to let the rest of the Reichspakt deal with you. Although what I could do is just hold the line. You know what? I'll send like 8 divisions, maybe. 10. Commanded by Izo, because he's my defensive master. And your job is going to be just holding the Mexican front. I'm not going to... Oh, I can't, apparently. So we're not at war with Mexico. Who's at war with Mexico? We are at war with Mexico. Oh, that's Nicaragua. Oh, no, you're already dead. Okay, never mind. How's Britain doing in terms of naval power? 450 ships. Good grief. Fortunately, it's not possible to see what portion of ships those are. They've definitely been building a lot. What happened to this Turkestan Khanate? Turkestan Khanate gained a bunch of territory from the war against Russia, because they're on the Mongolian side, and now they're fighting against Iran and Saudi Arabia, and winning. I mean, it was kind of interesting because they were pushed all the way up to about here, then gained this territory in the war, and then since that have been pushing south really quite hard. So that peace deal basically saved them. There it is, gone already. Okay, so that's all of those done. However, we can move straight on to the 1943 construction tax, which I should have gotten a while ago. Building industry in Tuscany, that's good. However, Tuscany wants to get its infrastructure done first. So let's do something along these lines. Yes.
Pronto, signore.
We should get a couple more of those guys done soon. The other thing we will need to research at some point is military police, so we can add them to the militia. Because, yeah, sabotage keeps on happening. Can we ask Venice for some of their lands? No. They're in the Austrian alliance, they're not in the Reichspakt. September, 4 months to go. 4 months until the glorious dreadnoughts can be launched. And these are some seriously heavy-hitting ships. They're also ridiculously expensive. 21,000 production. Don't try this at home. Bombardus Maximus and Mosey, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you. And keep on bombing this bloody place, but they keep on shrugging us off. We don't have any strategic bombers, do we? Oh, we even have naval bombers. Interesting. I should probably add those to the mix. Do another air wing, naval bombers. I know you're basically always going to be under strength. You can go for port strikes too. Now the question is, once I launch these two, do I want to spend the time training them? Or shall I just send them into the crucible of battle? And also, how many escorts are you going to have? You need 8 minimum. I'd prefer to have like 12. This is going to be a really small fleet. It's going to be like 10 ships. They really fortified Malta and they don't want me taking it. Yeah, I know. But once I have those 2 dreadnoughts, I can just park them off the coast of Malta and just obliterate them with a shore bombardment. Unfortunately, I don't have my crazy Canadian amphibious assault guy, who would give us a 50% bonus to shore bombardment. Yeah, and we don't have Marines. That doesn't help. Another 14 days and we'll get the Marines. Submarine. Okay, now we're sinking a couple more convoys. I mean, how many convoys does Britain have? This is going to be their weakness. They still have quite a few. Quite a lot of manpower too, blimey. Japan's also a bit short on convoys. Interesting. Very interesting. That's a light carrier just sunk. That's not good. Okay, they are doing some serious damage to my close air support. I'm going to stop this. We haven't sunk a single thing. You. Stop. Because we're not building any to replace them either. We could really do with some more military factories. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of space. Liguria, but Liguria needs to be infrastructured up too. And we need to research better radar. September. Marines 1. There we go. So now we can at least build a Marines template. CSA took 24 states. The AUS is out. The CSA is one step closer to winning the Civil War. Let's get Marines 2. Yes, I am parking a heavy ship with my marine naval invasion. And we are adding support artillery to this. See if we can do something like that. Turn these all into Marines. I don't know that we're necessarily going to be able to build this many Marines. So some of these might need to be regular infantry. So that's what a 40 combat with Marine template would look like. Who provides more breakthrough? +8. +5. So artillery actually provides more breakthrough. So maybe... Maybe. We can do that. That's only 31 organization, though. But because they are special forces, we can give them more more naval invasion, more organization rather. 650 soft attack, 180 breakthrough, 46 armor. I think this is actually a fairly good template. Why so huge of a marine division? Because you need them to be big so they can actually punch through. The problem with marines is they never get supported in time, so they'll all attack at once and then all retreat, and then that's the naval invasion over. So you kind of want the initial wave to be as big and brutal as possible, and then you bring in the reinforcements after that. Yeah, we can even up the lines. This is just me sitting here going, is this a good idea? I mean, the benefit that this template has is it's actually relatively few marines, so we might be able to pump out a couple of these. Hey, Sabaton fan. I mean, if we went to half of this... Wow, our organization is getting absolutely butchered here. It would have to be that. Breakthrough isn't actually that much lower. This probably is a stronger template. It's certainly a hell of a lot cheaper. This counts as a heavy tank unit. 40 organization is fine. That will go up. That's a lot less soft attack. It's very, very flavorful that we have so much artillery. I mean, what's the alternative? That. 23 organization. That's nowhere near enough. 30 is your absolute minimum. The breakthrough is only actually 1 point higher. Yeah, that's not really going to do much. I mean, if we want a lot of them, we could do something like this. To make the template that much bigger. We could even put in 2 heavy tanks. For that much more armor. Just to make sure that they can't be pierced. Nah. Maybe this. So when it comes to amphibious invasions, I can't actually see how this would help. It's a really expensive template too. Is there nowhere of seeing the amphibious attack bonus? Amphibious plus 4.1. Amphibious plus 0.08. Marines are quite significantly better at this, so I think we do need to have majority Marines, especially because we have so much artillery. 32 organization is like the minimum. 180 breakthrough. That's 600 soft attack. If it's infantry we're up against, we will blast through them. You know what? Pfft, sod it. Let's try this. We can have 4 of them. That's okay. Let's do this. Use marine tanks. We haven't researched them. Otherwise, yes, I would. Fire Destroyer, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. We will certainly be destroying them with fire and sword. Mostly fire. And in a very explosive form.
Ordini.
What are we in October? We have 4, so we could do 1 dreadnought with the 4. Concentrated industry and improved infantry equipment. That's good. Let's get weapons 3 because we could have got that a year ago. Yes, keep these imports coming, please. Saves me from building as much stuff. Will there be a retake of Northern Italy? I don't think we can actually do it because there's no CV against the Italian Republic. Convert existing troops instead of wasting new units. Well, I also want to have these guys in the fight. I mean, yeah, what we could do is cancel those 2. And then have you guys converting to Marines. That's probably a better move, actually, yeah. Good call. Still short on heavy tank support equipment and artillery. Is that Montenegro you see alive? That is Austria. You see owning Montenegro. But I think they were alive. I do seem to remember that Montenegro was declared war on at some point. Just got here. How's North America looking? Not great from our perspective. The AUS was just defeated and the Pacific States are well on the way. Although they have to get across the Sierra Nevadas, so that's going to be brutal fighting. I never did check how much the CSA lost against the AUS. So these losses aren't really representative of what was done. I thought I told... Oh no, those are the naval bombers. How are you doing for skill? Pretty good. Just hit level 5, I think, so you need another level, then you can get another trait.